get right into it. Tip number 1, hide your viewer count. When you're first starting streaming, I know it's hard to not look at how many people are looking at me right now. The problem with this is that it affects your mood. You can lie to yourself, try to lie to me, but you're mostly lying to yourself by saying that, oh no, I don't let that affect my mood. But the truth is, when you've been streaming for 3 hours and you look down to your viewer count and you see the number 2 and your chat is completely dead, for the next 10 minutes, we will feel your pain. And every potential follower that comes into your stream during those 10 minutes are going to witness the most boring and the saddest stream ever. You don't want that to happen. You know what you want to do? You want to hide that viewer count and in your head, stream like you were streaming for 100 people. That way, if anyone goes to your VODs and they just skip around, there won't be any places where you're just not talking and being sad. You will be entertaining from beginning till the end. Don't worry about the chat. Just keep in mind 100 people at least are watching you. Now in a program like Streamlabs OBS, it's very helpful that if you actually click on the viewer count in the program, it will hide it for you. They know there's a reason why they have it there. If you're using OBS, then pop out your chat. Go to options, pop out, and minimize that Twitch page. Tip number 2, to go along with tip number 1, is keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. Don't wait for chat to come and interact with you. They're not here to provide you with a service. You're here to provide them with entertainment. If I click on a stream and I'm not ready to talk, I need to have the streamer talking. I need to already be entertained enough for me to actually start talking. What I do is I just talk. I talk all the time, whether my chat is going nuts or my chat is completely dead. I'm talking because the chances are if someone comes to your stream and you're already talking about something, even if they didn't have any intention of talking to you, if you're talking about a subject and at some point you will say something and they will have an opinion on it, that's when they will want to come in and join the conversation, and other people will also come in and give their opinion. If you're wondering why, like, what do I talk about? You need to talk about everything. How was your day? How was yesterday? What's your favorite movie? What you don't like about another movie? What's the kind of music you're listening to? How is your stream going? What, like, talk about anything. Honestly, I don't really stream games, but people think they always have to talk about the game and saying what they're doing in game. You don't always have to do that. People love having conversation with other human beings. It's not all about your gameplay. There's nothing better to create some sort of bond with your chat if you guys are giving opinions on which movie is better than the other or which artist is better than the other. It's a very, very good way to start a conversation, so it applies for streaming. Keep talking. If your chat is dead, keep talking. Number 3 is going to be a bit vague, but I'm going to try and make an actual video just on that subject. Number 3 is networking. And I know you've been hearing this word being thrown around everywhere, but no one actually knows what it means. Like, define networking. Honestly, networking is basically go around and try to meet people that are in your situation. That's all it is. That's how you have to see it. Basically, join groups, join communities, meet other streamers that also have the same goals as you, getting more viewers or getting more followers or whatever it is, getting partnered, getting affiliated. Meet those people, go to their stream, talk to them, support them if you like the content that they provide, and just make friends mostly. A little bonus tip in that networking thing is that people, if people contact you and they say stuff like, hey, I'm just looking to network, most of the time they don't know what they're doing or you're about to get scammed. And yes, there are a lot of people scamming other people out there. If someone comes up and says, hey, you know what, I have an opportunity, and if it seems too good to be true, it is 100% too good to be true. Don't fall for scams. Don't fall for people that are begging you to join their community, because there's no way you would beg for people to join your community if you weren't gaining something directly behind it. So watch out. Don't just blindly join communities because someone messaged you. Get to know people. Actually know people. Networking is about people. It's not about actual communities. It's not about small companies. It's not about sponsors. It's about people. That's what networking is. And I absolutely know there's someone in chat typing, no, that's not really what networking is. I do follow for follow and it works. Number 4 is know how to follow advice. Like, know which advice applies to your situation. A huge mistake I see a lot of small streamers doing, and I'm also a small streamer, by the way. Most of the time, what I see them doing is comparing themselves to very, very big streamers. And I'm gonna drop names. You know what? I'm gonna drop names. People will tell me, why would you tell me this doesn't apply to me? I saw Tim the Tatman doing it. I saw Shroud doing it. I saw Dr. Disrespect doing it. Let's take this for example. The other day I was watching Shroud and he went AFK for 10 minutes. 10 full minutes. 10 minutes of no content. Game was on the lobby. He had 30,000 viewers. Do you want to know how many viewers he had when he came back 10 minutes later? 30,000 viewers. You, a small streamer who gets 3 viewers max. If you take a 10-minute break and 10 people, and you're lucky if 10 people visit you within 10 minutes, come to your stream, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna stay? No, they're not. So this is one example of many, many other examples. Do not follow every single advice because every single advice is not necessarily for you. So be smart about it. Do what you gotta do as a small streamer and know who your target audience is. You're not Shroud, you're not Dr. Disrespect, you're not Ninja. So start small. Do what they had to do when they were starting off. So the advice would be, don't necessarily compare yourself to huge streamers, to people that are not in your position, but do compare yourself to people that are in your position. Look at what they're doing that's working and you can implement that into your stream, or you can even do better and have more success with that because they share the same viewers as you do. You guys share the same demographic, the same target audience. There's so many things to factor. Don't always compare yourself to huge streamers if you're a small one. Tip number 5, learn how other social media work. If you're advertising mainly on Facebook, okay, and you have no idea how the algorithm works on Facebook, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're basically going, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if it's working. I don't know if it's not. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why it's working. Learn that stuff. It's all here, right here. It's on YouTube. If you know about Facebook, you know their algorithm favorizes videos. Videos basically have 125% reach more than normal pictures. You know that external links are hated by the algorithm. So every time you just post, I'm going live and you just post your link with nothing else, and there's the thumbnail that's generated from your link, Facebook will do whatever it can to hide this. So maybe that's your problem. Maybe that's why no one is clicking on my stuff, because you don't know how to please the algorithm gods of Facebook. Same thing for Instagram, same thing for Twitter. Most of the social media have an algorithm or tips and tricks and a bunch of things that you can do to make sure that people actually view your posts to increase your reach. And I will be doing a couple of videos on that. All right, are we doing bonus tip? I guess we'll. Okay, bonus tip. Bonus tip will be know your limits. Like right now, you're not just some person in society. You are putting yourself in a position where you are going to be some sort of public figure that anyone can stop by and watch and interact with. You need to know your limits because in the long run, your community will represent your content. That means I know you don't get a lot of followers, I know you don't get a lot of viewers, but just because that one viewers or that one person in chat is trolling you or begging you to play with him or begging you to do this, asking you to do that, to say this, to say that, you don't have to. You shouldn't always bend to your viewers' will. You need to know your limits, and that starts even on your first stream. Even if people say stuff like, I'm gonna donate you money if you play with me, you don't have to, okay? Because I see a lot of people fall for this. They're like, I don't have a lot of viewers. I really want that person to follow and to stay a regular, so I'm gonna do whatever that person wants to. Even if they give you money. If someone donates you $100 and says, hey, play this song, and you know that you don't want to play songs on your stream, just don't do it. Don't fall for it. People donate to you because they want to support you. They're not supposed to donate to you to turn you into some sort of puppet. So stay true to yourself, provide good entertainment, manage your chat because your chat represents you. If you let a bunch of things slide, when you become a bigger streamer, everyone will think that, oh, that's okay. I can go in his stream and just beg him to play with me. He'll end up, or he or she will end up playing with me. That's not what you want. You don't want your community to manipulate you. You are the owner of the content that is being broadcasted on your channel. So own it. Own it. Don't be afraid to let them know you are running this show. Tip number 1 is introduce yourself. If you guys watch stream review before, you'll see that I make a big deal out of going from your starting soon screen to streaming. I always say that your own stream is basically like your own TV show and you're the host, and there is a proper way of introducing the show to get people really, really hyped. And that is introducing yourself and telling people what's about to go down in the stream in hopes that they will get motivated to continue watching. If you just made regulars wait from 5 to 10 minutes with a starting soon screen with some music in the background, the least you can do is get them something to be hyped about when the starting soon screen is done. And I know you're thinking, what if no one is watching? People are always watching. You can watch, like I've talked about this so many times, but like my how to talk to yourself on stream video, I explain why it's important to never stop talking and consider your stream as having 100 viewers at all times, if not 1,000. Tip number 2 is use video to advertise your stream. Now I know I need to make a specific video on advertising your stream on social media, but one rule that is kind of general is to know that most social media platforms have the autoplay feature, and I know some people disable it, but most people still have it on. And a video can not only capture someone's attention more than a simple picture, but on top of that, most of the algorithms favor videos over photos. If we're talking about Facebook, for example, the Facebook algorithm loves videos. So if you're in like Twitch groups and you're advertising your stream, always upload a video. You don't have to rely on audio, but video is really important. The Facebook algorithm will go out of its way to show it to people. If you just post your link with a little description, Facebook will tank it. So yeah, tip number 2 has 2 advantages. Not only it captures people's attention, but it also is very pushed by most social media algorithms, especially Facebook though. Tip number 3, get your chat involved. And I know you're thinking, what if no one is watching? Still do it. Let's say you're playing a video game. Everyone knows this tip. Oh, well, if you don't have anything to say, just describe what's going on in game. That's good. That's good. That's not bad. That's good. But something you need to keep in mind is how engaged you want your viewers to be. So the tip goes that way. Say we instead of I. So whether you're playing a video game or you're not playing a video game, whatever you're streaming, whatever actions you're taking and you're describing when you're talking about what you're doing, say we. That will get people engaged and more attached to the stream. If you're playing a game, instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm trying to win, oh, I got it, I won. If you're saying, we're gonna go there, chat. Oh, are we gonna win? Oh my God, we did it. People feel involved. People feel happy, like the emotions that you go through when you're playing the game, chat will also go through them just because you involved them in it, just because you said we instead of I. Tip number 4. Now with most setups, I understand that you guys are using webcams, they're on top of screens, you probably have multiple screens. So most of the time when you're watching someone play a game on Twitch or whatever, they're just looking at the screen when they're looking at chat, they're looking at another screen when they're looking at the gameplay, but they're rarely looking at you. So that's tip number 4. Look at the camera. Psychologically, there is a connection when you look at someone in the eyes and talk to them. So if you're addressing your chat, you can read your chat from the monitor, and when you're formulating your response to chat, look at them in the eye. They will feel more connected to you and get more engaged with your stream. Tip number 5, and this is one that I really wanted to talk about. It's remind people to do stuff. Basically, it's what we call the call to action. I made a whole video about begging for stuff, and this is very, very different. My video about begging for stuff was mostly about outside of your stream, begging people to come and watch your stream. What I'm talking about here is people that are already invested, that are already here. There is no shame on reminding people their Prime sub might be due and they can use it on your stream. There's no shame on reminding people that, oh, by the way, if you enjoy what you're watching, consider following the stream so you can catch more of my streams. And it's not just for support. You can let people know that, oh, if you want to follow me on social media, you can type in chat. If you want to know how long we've been live, you can type the uptime command. If you want to know how long you've been following me for, you can type the ! followage in chat. Basically, remind people to do stuff. One thing that I really, especially for new streamers or small streamers, upcoming streamers, is clips. Clips are very, very important. I made a whole video about it. Keep on reminding people that if they see something interesting during your stream, they should clip it, because clips can be the difference between you staying at 3 viewers and you getting 100 viewers. Tip number 6 is giveaways. Giveaways are a good way to get a little boost in numbers when you're streaming. People love giveaways. And I know you're thinking, I don't want people to come in my chat for giveaways and then leave after the giveaway is over. That's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do about that. Some people will come to your chat and just here for the giveaway. But what you need is people to come through and stay if they like your content. No matter what's gonna happen, this is a circle. This is the circle of life on Twitch, for example. People will always come and watch your stream. If you look at your view numbers and your follower number, you will see that so many people came to your stream and did not stay and did not decide to follow. That's fine. With giveaways, there are people that are searching for giveaways, and you never know. Maybe you'll find this one person who wants to follow you. So if you want to drive traffic to your stream, do giveaways. Now hold up. You're thinking, I don't have money to throw away in giveaways. You can give away anything, literally anything. Like 3 years ago, something that I would do is go on like G2A, one of those Steam key websites, and buy for like 10 euros. I would buy 10 random stream keys or game keys, sorry. So for 10 bucks, you could do 10 giveaways. Of course, the games are random and often, like, let's be real here, often those are like small games that no one really care about, but people still show up and people are still really happy to win stuff for free, especially when it comes to Steam games. So usually when doing giveaways, anything that is kind of international will do. My favorite thing is really Steam keys, because you have like global key and it's pretty much international. Because if you're gonna do Amazon gift cards, you have to give from specific Amazon marketplaces, and they're not all around the world and blah blah blah, and it gets very complicated. So gift cards for online products, for digital products, are the best in my opinion. Tip number 7 is colored lights. Now hear me out. Lighting is very important, but I know that most of you have just a webcam and a regular room in the background, which doesn't really make you stand out. It's just kind of boring. Everyone has a room, you know. It's not visually appealing to just have bed and clothes and a chair and a door. So a quick fix to that is literally getting either a clamp light with a colored light bulb or a RGB projector like I have right here. Okay, this is a huge one. You don't have to get one that's that huge, but this is a cheap 50-watt RGB projector, LED projector. But you can get like a 10-watt one for probably like $8. And what you would do is just point it at the background. If I point this one at the background will be colored and be more interesting than if it wasn't. Obviously, my background is already interesting, but wait, I need to turn off the backlight. Alexa, turn off backlight. And now we get those some sort of purple background, which is pretty cool. Of course, those come with a remote control and you can like set to effects and stuff. Now we get all sorts of colors. So yeah, you can either get a RGB LED projector, or you can get just a cheap light bulb for like $2 or $3. Point it at the background and it will make your room look colored, which is more interesting than just a random regular room. Tip number 8, interactive games with viewers. So if you already have a couple of regulars, or if you want to drive more traffic to your stream, a good way to do that is to play interactive games, basically games where chat will be involved. So it's no longer, hey guys, come watch me play this game. It's, hey, come play with me. So there's a huge list of interactive stream games. You can probably Google it, but the most famous ones are Jackbox, Party, and one that I really enjoy is Acted Out XL on Steam. It's amazing. It's so good. It's basically a game where you describe something or you can mime it, and people need to find out what you're describing or miming or singing or acting. That's why it's called Acted Out. And the game is actually linked to chat. So if someone types the right answer, it will show up on screen, which is amazing. So games like that will not only strengthen the bond between you and your regulars, it will also bring in new people that are just like scrolling down Twitch, find your stream, and they're like, oh, this seems easy, I can play. But on top of that, this will prevent your chat from being dead. This will actually light your chat up. And staying with that theme, tip number 9 is just chatting. If you watch any big streamer, you'll probably see most of them do exactly that. When they're starting the stream, between the starting soon and when they start the stream, they are actually streaming in the just chatting category. That is you, full screen, talking to your audience. Now remember, in one of the tips, was it the first one? The first tip, I basically told you how this part was really important, how you need to introduce yourself and introduce what you're about to do and talk about what happened in the past and all of that. So this will become its own segment in your stream. It's the starting soon screen, just chatting for a couple of minutes depending on who's here, who's not here, and then finally you can dive into your stream subject, which is video games or anything else, unless you're just gonna stream just chatting for the whole thing. That's fine. But yeah, you'll see big streamers do this before the stream and after the stream. Well, when I say the stream, I mean like the main goal of the stream, the main subject of the stream, which is usually video games. This really creates a link between you and your chat, because a lot of people in chat want that connection. They really want to interact with you, and there's no best way than just sitting here and talking to them directly. And tip number 10, this is gonna be a cheesy one, a very cheesy one, is have fun. Just have fun, forehead. Streaming is not easy. Streaming, trying to build a career out of it, is really not easy. It's actually super hard. So I really don't like to say who should be streaming or who is streaming for or whatever, but try to stream in a way that you don't feel like it's a chore. Don't wake up and thinking, oh my god, I gotta start the stream. And honestly, this part will be inevitable if you stream regularly, but it's okay to take a break from time to time and not go live. Always put your health as a priority, whether it's your mental health or your physical health. Something I would advise is for those people who are really trying to build a career out of streaming, even though it started as a hobby, is to actually get a hobby. Don't consider streaming as a hobby and also a career and only have that. So you're basically working and doing your hobby only. Try to get something else going on. For example, when I became a full-time content creator, I got into 3D printing. And believe it or not, this has helped me so much. Trying to do something that is 100% for pleasure without worrying about the numbers, without worrying about your stats, how well you're doing, if you're proud of yourself or not. So yeah, you can stream and be successful and not have fun at all, but in the long run, streaming is so tiring that I'm pretty sure it will catch up to you at some point. You're gonna burn out, basically. If you keep doing something that you really don't like over and over again, knowing how many hours it takes to maintain a viewership on Twitch, just keep in mind that it's hard to be successful on any streaming platform or any platform on the internet. And don't take things too seriously. Don't take your stats too seriously. Don't let the numbers get you down too much. Keep in mind that it is something that is relatively new, and it's somewhat of a privilege to be able to make a living out of playing video games, for example, or just chatting. And just allow yourself to have fun. The tips will be separated in 7 categories. So the first category is going to be creating the channel, the first steps. Second category is customizing. Third category is on screen, basically what you display. The other one is attitude, promoting, networking, and then some general tips. All right, let's jump right into it. Creating the channel, the first steps. Something that is very overlooked, but choosing your name. Try to avoid numbers, underscores, anything that's gonna make your name hard to remember. Try to avoid it. The best type of name is a name that I can just, at a quick glance, look at it and automatically know how to pronounce it. Obviously, avoid edgy and inappropriate names. The thing is, if you ever blow up on this channel, which you can never really predict, you're gonna have some trouble. Disable email notifications. When you first create a channel, Twitch tends to send you emails for anything that happens on the website. You don't want that clogging your email, so disable as much notification as you want. Obviously, if you want to get an email every time someone goes live, by all means, but it can get pretty annoying. Important step. Activate past broadcasts. I've seen so many new streamers with good streams, but they don't have any VODs. If someone clicks on your link while you're offline, they should be able to get a good feel of what a good feel of what the stream is like, and that is usually accomplished by watching your VODs. I know clips are cool, but if someone can watch a stream from beginning to end, it's even better. In case you intend to broadcast to a mature audience, well, set your stream to a mature stream. Basically, if you know you're gonna have strong language, you're gonna be cursing a lot, it's usually not a problem, but people will try to report you for strong language. If your stream is set to mature, then they have to accept to watch it first, so it can save you. Little bonus tip is to activate dark mode. You don't want to strain on your eyes, just activate dark mode. If you want to know more about how to create your Twitch channel and all the first steps to take, I have a video on that. Click top right. Let's go. Customization of the channel. Using a face in your avatar will most likely get you more clicks when you share your stream on any other social media platform. Make sure your offline image says the word offline on it for first timers. That means if someone from your family wants to support you, they need to understand that you're not currently live. They don't know anything about Twitch. Having the big word say offline will help them understand that you're not currently live. When customizing said offline image, watch out for the top and bottom because you have small gradients for the video player banner. And then watch out top left and top right because Twitch will give you a little box to activate notifications top left and then another box to suggest you watching VODs top right. So when you're creating the graphic design for your offline image, you might want to take that into account. I've seen streamers take advantage of that. They would actually put activate notification with a little arrow that points to the different boxes and then watch my VODs. You have to click on your name to reveal your banner on the Twitch website. Most viewers don't know that, but having a banner is actually quite important because that's what your mobile viewers will see when they click on your profile. When creating your banner, keep in mind that it's going to be darker and also cropped. I have a video on that. Most people look at things from left to right, from top to bottom. That means that the panel that you're gonna put top left is a very important panel. Usually the most important panel is going to be the About Me. It's the bio. It's where you introduce yourself to the people reading. The best place to put a donate panel is top right. That way they don't have to scroll down to find it if they have an impulse of generosity. Color scheme is one of the most important things when it comes to branding. So make sure that everything matches not only the colors, but also the graphic style. A little self-promo tip. If you can't hire a graphic designer to make your artwork, you can go to gumroad.com/getlevel. I have a bunch of free packs and then the other ones are super cheap. If you have VODs that don't reflect your channel's content, that means if you had a very, very bad stream or a lot of technical difficulties, don't be afraid to delete this VOD. Until the next stream, everyone who clicks on your link while you're offline will see that VOD. It's the first thing that's going to show up. Usually VODs disappear around 14 days, I believe, but if you're a Prime member, it will disappear after 60 days. Clips and highlights are forever. So if you have a very good stream you would like to preserve, just highlight the whole stream. You can do that from the video producer. You can actually add thumbnails to your VODs from the video producer, making your channel way more presentable and looking like a YouTube channel. Now you can download your VODs from the video producer, but you can also use Twitch Leecher, which is a third-party program that will allow you to download specific parts of your VOD. All right, let's talk about what you display on screen. Having a starting soon screen will give your regulars time to gather and will give you time to post on social media. It's always better to post on social media while you're already live. It's kind of annoying to click on a going live post and see an offline screen or your channel hosting another channel. Always keep the viewer distracted during those intermission screens. During the starting soon screen, play some music. You can play a montage of clips from your channel, or you can just play a random video. Make sure you have the rights to that random video. Try to keep your starting soon screen 10 minutes max. If I come to a channel and I see something like 30 minutes, just seeing the timer at 30 minutes will make me leave. Having an actual intro or a compilation playing at the beginning of the stream will actually get everyone hyped for the stream. If you have delay issues, displaying chat on screen will let people know when you receive the messages. Obviously, you should have no excuse to not look at chat all the time if you have delay issues. Don't make people wait additional time on top of your delay. Also, watch out for trolls, because if they put any offensive messages in chat and it's being broadcasted, you're displaying it, you are currently broadcasting offensive messages. So watch out for that. Set up an emergency mute button or shortcut, or to hide your alerts in case you get spammed by a bunch of trolls, especially if you have text-to-speech for your bits and donations. Turn off your viewer count. In Slobs, you can just click on it, or if you're using anything else, just don't look at it. Try to hide it from yourself so it doesn't affect you mentally. Always keep a positive attitude, and in your head, stream as if 100 people were watching at all times. If you are too shy to show your face on camera, setting up a hand cam or even a pet cam will keep the viewers intrigued and entertained. If you are playing horror games, displaying your heart rate on stream will add a layer of entertainment. You can also add specific scary alerts for the days that you play those horror games. I have a video on how to do that. Flip your camera so it looks like you're reacting and looking at the content that you're broadcasting. When you have your camera looking in the opposite direction, it gives a weird feeling. It's basic cinematography. People use it in Hollywood movies to show that a character is trapped or to give the audience an uneasy feeling. So flip your camera so that everything looks better. That's right, Ninja. I know you don't flip your camera. It looks weird. I'm coming for you. Make sure you're not hiding important in-game UI like the kill feed, your ammo, your health. It makes viewers that play the same game kind of uncomfortable when they can't see what's happening. You can hide the minimap and in-game chat because usually viewers don't really care about that. The general appeal of having a face cam is being able to see your reaction. So even if you have a cool setup and you want to show off, make sure that people can clearly see your face. Animated intermission screens are more appealing to viewers as it keeps them distracted. It gives them something to look at while you're away. All right, let's talk about your attitude now. As soon as you go live, the most important priority to you should be the viewers, the chat. So pay attention to chat, but if you're too busy in a gunfight or something like that in-game, let them know that you cannot read chat at the moment. That is applicable even if your chat is completely empty. If someone jumps into your stream and you're in a gunfight, let them know you're not currently reading chat. Avoid mumbling. You don't have to be loud, but you have to be clear. A streamer looking bored usually turns into viewers being bored. When your stream crashes and then it goes back up, always let people know what just happened and reintroduce yourself. Reintroduce the stream as if it was just starting. That way, if someone clicks on the VOD, they can understand what just happened. They can understand this is not normally how you start your stream. Always engage chat even if you have 0 viewers. First of all, you shouldn't know that you have 0 viewers. You shouldn't be looking at your viewer count. But you need to still engage the chat because the viewer count is not that accurate on Twitch. The refresh rate is not precise, so you never know who's watching. Always act like there's always someone watching. Try to keep your cool when you're dealing with technical difficulties. You're a streamer, you're gonna deal with technical difficulties forever. But getting mad will just make the viewer feel awkward and they will leave. You can ask them for help or just do small talk while you're trying to figure out what's wrong. Also, keep your cool when you're dealing with trolls. If it's an obvious troll, don't acknowledge them. Ban them and then continue to stream as if nothing happened. If it's a subtle troll, warn them. Let them know, hey, you're being a little obnoxious. I'm gonna have to time you out. Chill. and then continue to stream as if nothing happened. Try to be grateful to any type of support. Let the viewers know that you appreciate the 0 viewer hosts, the 1 bits, the $1 donations, etc. Don't just be yourself, forehead. Be an exaggerated, more entertaining version of yourself. Even when playing a competitive game, keep in mind that your viewers don't expect you to win every single game. They're just here to have fun and be entertained. So don't sacrifice entertainment for a more focused gameplay. If you want to get good at the game, you can always practice off stream without any distractions. When playing with friends, let them know about Twitch TOS, that's terms of service. Also keep engaging with your chat. Otherwise, it'll feel like people are bothering you. People will feel like an intruder if they come in and it just looks like you're busy playing with friends. Get a good grip of your chat. Trying to turn a troll into a follower will only push your regulars away, and you'll end up growing a community of trolls because you were too scared to lose a viewer. Mods are amazing people, but always keep an access to your chat just in case they're tabbed out or absent. Alright, let's talk about promoting. The obvious one, never self-promote in someone's channel unless you're specifically asked to. Use other social media platforms as they were intended to be used, not as going live dumpsters. When posting in Facebook streamer groups, always try to post a picture or a video. The algorithm hates external links, so if you just post your link, the algorithm will push it further down and you will get no views from that. Viewers do not care about what stream community you're part of, so watch out when it comes to promoting those communities. Doing follow for follow automatically makes a viewer assume that your content is garbage. It makes more serious streamers avoid you, but it also means that your following will mostly be other streamers who can't watch you because they're streaming. Also, Twitch can clearly see when you do follow for follow. They can deny you affiliate or partnership. Companies won't sponsor you, etc. Learn a skill like basic graphic design or video editing. You're a multimedia content creator. You should know how to edit a basic image or video. When going live on Twitter, instead of tagging a bunch of bots, you could tag game companies. Try to use as little hashtags as possible. One retweet from those game companies is worth infinite years of being retweeted by a bunch of bots. Submit your clips to clips compilation channels on YouTube to get your clips viewed by millions and millions of viewers and draw some traffic to your Twitch channel. Stay out of drama. Avoid stating your opinion if your opinion is based on bashing other content creators. Even small streamers have some big connections and you will get blacklisted everywhere. Alright, let's talk about networking now. Avoid mentioning the word networking when approaching someone for the first time. It makes you sound greedy and fake. People who mention it when approaching you most likely have no idea what they're doing. It's not a generalization, it's a trend. Find people in your niche who create content that you genuinely like. Establish a real friendship or be good at faking it. Try not to fake it, please. Big communities and teams that reach out to you to join them are often support for support, which isn't bad at first. But once you spend a large amount of time with them and then you leave, you will most likely go back to where you started from, because you spent all that time trying to appeal to them instead of working on your own content and building an actual viewership for yourself. Coordinated community raids are cool, but it's not a sign of progress for your stream. Improving your content should always be the focus in order to bring genuine viewers/supporters. Being active in other streams will bring you more popularity than hosts and raids. You will have previously created a bond with the viewer who decided to jump into your stream. No one is your competition but yourself. Turn your envy into progress by either taking inspiration from the people more successful than you, or just do something more creative and more original in order to stand out. Don't expect one-for-one support. Although you're trying to network, remember that everyone is trying to push their content forward. Only support people you think deserve it. and they only deserve it if you can be genuinely happy of their success. All right, the general tips in order to wrap it up. Twitch's algorithm doesn't really push random streams forward, so your best bet is to find another source of viewers outside of Twitch. That means that streaming as much as you can is not enough to bring you more viewers. If all you do is stream a lot and then you're not seeing growth, is because, well, there is also marketing, there's also advertising your stream. So take some days off to learn about advertising and marketing and come up with a plan. Consistency is key. You probably heard that 1,000 times, but again, it doesn't mean that you have to stream as much as you can. It means that you have to be consistent with the times that you stream. It means you have to keep somewhat of a schedule and try to stream around the same time every single time. I know that all my regulars became regulars because of the specific time frame. If I suddenly start streaming in the morning instead of at night, then I'm gonna have a different viewership, and my other regulars will probably be busy or sleeping. Lower your expectations on every front. It takes a lot of time to find something that works for you perfectly. Trends die, games die, you will have to adapt forever. So don't let the numbers get to you. Gaining just 1 follower in 4 weeks doesn't mean that your stream isn't growing. If during that time you've gained confidence, you watch your VODs and improved certain points, you did the research and now you're applying tons of tips you found online, now that is real growth. Then I guess the last tip is don't take it too seriously. Being a streamer is considered a real job only when you decide to take it as a real job. It will always be easier if you start by doing it as a hobby, by trying it out and finding that it actually makes you happy to do it. Twitch can be the most amazing thing that ever happened to you, but it can also be pretty hard on your self-esteem, especially if you take the numbers too seriously. So go easy on yourself, go easy on your stream. Make sure that you're having fun. Make sure that it's still makes you feel good to stream. Whether it's for 1 viewer or 1,000 viewers, it shouldn't matter. The act of streaming should make you happy. So don't be afraid to take breaks. Don't be afraid to let your regulars know that you won't be streaming for a week, or for example, or something like that. Just take a break until you miss streaming and you can get excited about streaming again. Make sure that streaming is something positive in your life. Color scheme. I have a whole video on this subject, but the color scheme is really important. What is the color scheme? Is basically how all of your graphic designs will match each other, so everyone can feel like there is a uniform style to your Twitch channel, so that your banner, your avatar, your offline image, and your panels all match the same graphic design style and preferably have the same colors. This is probably the most important part when it comes to branding your content, because if you think of your favorite creators, you will automatically know which colors go with their content, right? Tip number 2 is visibility and how clean your graphic design is actually going to be. On your offline image, for example, the biggest word should be offline, and everything after that is less important information. So it has to be small enough but concise. Don't write a paragraph on your offline image. You can have the word offline big, and then underneath you can point to social media. If you're gonna point to social media, the icons are enough. People recognize the Twitter icon, people recognize the Facebook, the Instagram. You don't have to put twitter.com/ and then your handle. I've seen people put their schedule in their offline image, and that's completely fine. What you have to do is make it simple. Mon, choose, wins, Thurs, Fry, Sat, Sun. People understand those refer to the days. You don't have to put the full day. Also, if you're gonna have days off, there's no reason why you should put those days off. Only put the days that you're live and then the time. Make it small, make it readable. Also keep in mind that Twitch has 2 little panels that appear on your offline image most of the time. One is for notification, the other one is for VODs. So when you're designing your offline image, keep that in mind. There's no reason why you should have a title and a graphic that says the same thing as a panel. You actually don't have to have a title at all, because the graphics is gonna say about or donate or subscribe. So just put that. Don't put anything in the title. When designing those panels, make sure that those words are visible because that's the whole point of the panel. If you're really struggling to format your text in your panels, what you can do is just include that text inside of your design to make sure that everything is sitting flush. It's just going to be more complex when you're trying to update that panel. You're gonna have to go and change the image every single time. But if you don't want to do that, or you just don't have access to an editing software, what you can do is read that markdown page about Twitch. You can really format your paragraphs to look really good. So learn that stuff, and you can make links clickable. You can type in bold and italic, everything. As I often repeat during stream review, most people will read from left to right, from top to bottom. So the top left corner should have your most important panel, and that's the about panel. Because while you're offline, the most important thing that people want to know is more about you before they subscribe, before they donate, before they join your social media. Now, for the sake of clarity, I've seen people present themselves like it was a form that they were filling out, like name this, country this. Of course, it's clearer. People can access the information faster, but I always recommend to have a small paragraph that is more wholesome. It's better to introduce yourself to someone by saying, "Hi, my name is Gael Level and you're watching my channel. I'm from France. I'm 28 years old." Then saying, "Name, Gael Level. Country, France. Age, 28. Where is Sarah Connor?" Okay, something that I've heard a lot from beginners is that they don't want to have a donation panel because they don't want to seem greedy. They don't want people to feel like they started streaming for money. Having a donation panel will not make you come across like that. What will make you, however, come across like that is if you say it in your About Me panel, or if you only have a donation panel. That is a huge no-no for Twitch. If I go to your Twitch channel and all you have for in your description panels is a donation, that is a strict no-no. I'm never coming back to your channel. That being said, if you have multiple panels, people are going to look for that donation panel. Donating is part of the viewer experience on Twitch, and you not having a donation panel makes your stream actually less complete than most streams on Twitch. Viewers enjoy donating, triggering alerts, and watching your reaction. That's part of the Twitch experience. So please put up that donation panel. Another thing about paragraphs, do not write a bunch of text. This is the internet. The average attention span is like 3 minutes. No one is going to read a whole page of text in your panels. So if you have important information, please compress it. Make it very simple. Something I've seen a lot is people promoting their stream team, their community. I try to avoid talking bad about communities because I have a lot of friends that own communities and it's working super well for them. But as a content creator, I've seen so many small streamers push out their community, you know, really represent and advertise their community. The viewers don't care. The viewers don't give two flying about your communities. There are viewers, they're here to watch you. I've seen streamers that have community panels and don't even have an About Me panel. Your goal on Twitch is to have more viewers, right? Most people stream on Twitch to have viewers. The viewers are not streamers. They're not interested in a stream team or a community or whatever it is. I'm not saying don't put it out there, but like choose your priorities. Have that About Me panel first. And then maybe if I scroll down, I might learn about your community if I'm also a streamer. But there are more viewers than actually, no, there are more streamers than viewers. But still, presenting your audience with things they don't care about just feels like spam and a waste of placement, basically. It's a waste of space. You don't want to do that. The most common thing for someone who clicked on your channel while you were offline is, of course, watching that first page, but we covered that already. Then they're gonna click on that video tab. This is where your VODs are. So first of all, there's a new feature on Twitch where you can kind of customize this part of your Twitch channel. But basically what I would suggest is have your past broadcast on top of there, because most people click on that video tab to watch past broadcasts. They didn't click there to see clips. They didn't necessarily click there to see highlights. It's mostly past broadcasts. So make sure that is the first row. If they want to see clips, they can click on the clips tab. That's how it works. I don't know why Twitch even gave that option. It's not even really customizable because you can't get rid of anything. Anyways, that being said, if you don't have past broadcast activated yet, what are you waiting for? I have a video on that. Also, it's very simple. You go to channel dashboard, setting, activate past broadcast. Now the tip here is when you are streaming, you need to think of your VODs. Because most people stream and they're thinking, hey, there's no one in chat right now. I don't need to talk. It's fine if the stream is boring because my viewer count is at 0. And then everyone else who clicks on your link while you're offline and they want to check out, what is this guy's stream like, you know? And they click on video tab and then they click and it's the most boring stream they've ever seen. They're never coming back. So keep that VOD in mind. If your stream crashes and it goes back up, make sure to explain, oh, okay, I'm sorry guys, apparently the stream crashed, but we're starting over again. Hi, my name is this. We're playing this today, and this is what we're gonna be doing during the rest of the stream. And then you continue stream. That means that me, if I click on your VOD while you're offline, I can immediately understand what's happening. Because I've seen so many VODs where you click on the VOD and it's just someone being completely lost for the first 5 minutes, or it just starts in the middle of a game and you have no idea, like, if the stream usually starts like that. So let people know. Small things that you can do while you're streaming to make your VODs look better, basically. Talking about announcing your intro, something that is very recurring recently has been people playing copyrighted music during their intro. I don't mind you playing copyrighted music. No one minds, really. You know, during the stream, it's fine. But the problem when you do it in the beginning of the stream is that most people have a starting soon screen, right? And then when they switch from that starting soon screen to the actual stream, this is their chance to hype up everyone else and to do that big presentation like it was their own TV show. No, like, what's up guys? How's it going? My name is Get Level. Welcome to my stream. Today we're going to be playing this game. Last time we played that game, we had 3 wins. Today we're going for 10. How are you guys doing? You, I see you in chat. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. This is where you hype up everyone who has been sitting through your starting soon screen, pretty much. If you play copyrighted music, this part will be muted. The most hype part, pretty much, of your VOD is going to be muted. And then the only audible part of your VOD is going to be when you're already in game and you're already focused and then the hype kind of died down. So keep that in mind. Always do an intro, always introduce yourself. I know it's your stream. I know, like, first of all, you shouldn't be looking at your viewer count, but whatever. And the last thing about VODs is that after the stream, something you can do is, first of all, you can highlight your VODs to make them last forever, but you can change the thumbnail of your VODs. You can not only change the thumbnail, you can also change the title. So if you had little bits of information in your VODs, like, I don't know, in parentheses English, in parentheses PC, in parentheses this and that, what you can do is get rid of that once you're done streaming so that your title stays clean. And if someone goes to your video tab, they can get a title that maybe represents what happened during the VOD. Like, amazing 10 victory royale games. I'm always taking Fortnite as an example because I know so many people play it. I don't play it. But that title plus a thumbnail as a VOD will get you way more clicks than English, Xbox, multiplayer, solo queue. Like, those are not clickable titles. So the first tip is avoid saturation at all costs. Luckily for you, I have a tip that could apply to pretty much every microphone. As soon as you get it, this is the first thing you should absolutely be doing. So here I'm on my Windows 10 machine. I'm gonna right click here, go to sound settings, and then sound settings here, we're gonna scroll down into input, pick your microphone, click device properties, and this is where the magic happens. Basically, most of microphones, this is the source of their saturation. If the original input volume is at 100%, it's usually way too much. Now I have mine at 54, but usually the sweet spot is like 75, 80. So if you bought an expensive microphone and for some reason it's still saturating, this might be the issue, okay? You can always add some more volume inside your broadcasting software, but this is usually the cause of most people saturating on Twitch. Why do we avoid saturation? Because honestly, even if you're the best entertainer on the planet, as soon as you start saturating, it makes your stream very difficult to keep on watching it over and over again. If I'm wearing a headset, it's gonna literally hurt my ears. Now that being said, you've probably seen people like XQC or Tyler One use saturation for comedy, but if you're an upcoming streamer, that is not something that you can allow yourself to do. You can't drive your 3 viewers away by screaming in their ears. Okay, tip number 2 is going to be the actual setup. What kind of setup do you have for your microphone? And this is basically where we're gonna try to avoid vibrations. Now avoid saturation, avoid vibrations. For example, I have my mic on a desk arm, but without a shock mount, and that actually reduces quite a bit of vibration. It's not sitting on the desk. If your mic is sitting on the desk, for example, that means it's going to absorb every single vibration that's coming from that desk. So if your computer is part of that desk, just your fan are going to produce a humming sound that's going to be heard through the microphone. If you are playing a game and you're slamming your mouse because you're moving really fast, or if you're even having a normal keyboard, it will sound really, really loud through your mic because, well, that's what a mic is. It takes vibration and it transfers it to your viewers' ears. So, mic tip for people who have their mics sitting on their desk, put an old t-shirt underneath it. If you have some foam, anything that can dampen the vibration from the desk to the mic, put that underneath it and you will see a large improvement. Basically, all the low frequencies, the bass that you're getting from your mechanical keyboard, that was a weird bug, that is going to decrease considerably. And for people who already have a scissor arm but they're still struggling with vibrations, I recommend you getting a shock mount. Basically, shock mount is basically something that's gonna put your mic in between a bunch of rubber bands so that vibrations don't get to it directly, at least. Now keep in mind that I mentioned low frequencies. Do not confuse your mic picking up the sound of your keyboard versus vibrations from the sound of your keyboard going through your desk into your mic. This is why I said low frequency. It's gonna be very, very low. Listen to your VOD and figure that out. That being said, I do have a tip for that later. And when I said later, apparently I meant right now. Tip number 3. Get close to your mic, as close as possible. Microphones are made to be spoken into. They're not made to be standing half across the room and magically pick up all the different frequencies coming from your voice. You can get away with having the mic on the side, but you're really not gonna sound as good as your mic is capable of making you sound. Now, of course, we have the huge problem. Once you get close to your mic, all the air coming from your mouth is gonna hit the mic, and this is why you need something like a pop filter. It's literally called a pop filter because if you're saying Peter Parker, it's going to hit the mic and produce a very, very loud sound. I stopped using a pop filter because it was huge, and I started using a mic beanie. I still don't know the real name for that thing, but I love calling it a mic beanie. And the mic beanie serves the exact same purpose. Of course, the sound is going to be a little bit more muffled, but it's worth it because I can get really close to the mic without having a huge disc like that of a pop filter. So you decide which one you want to choose. Now, of course, if you have neither of those, you just got to place the mic at an angle where your mouth is not directly talking into it, but it's going to pick up most of the frequencies. But if I start speaking like that, if I had my mic on this side like that, I wouldn't need a pop filter because technically the air is not hitting the mic from my mouth. But please get close to your microphone. Most people who send me messages asking me why their mic sounds so bad even though they spent $500 on it, turns out they're standing at this distance from their microphone and they're like, I don't get it. Now, if you stand far from your microphone, you're gonna have to boost your gain. You're gonna have to have a maximum volume as possible. And guess what? If you're that distance from the mic, your keyboard is also the same distance from your keyboard is actually closer to the mic than you are. Basically, all that to say that it's gonna pick up even more background noise if you are away from it. Now, if you have a level for you being close to the mic, guess what? Everything else is gonna be super low. Why? Because everything else is so far away from the mic compared to the level that you put it. I shouldn't have to explain that. Like, I'm pretty sure I made myself clear there. Just get close to your mic, okay? And if you're one of those people who are like, I don't want to have my mic in frame, well, you're gonna struggle with audio. You're not gonna have the best audio. Do not expect to have better audio than people who have the mic right in front of them, because that's not how mics work. If you're not speaking into it, you're not gonna have the best sound. It should be logical, but hey. Oh, I forgot something from step 2. I totally forgot. If you're using a mic arm, you can also add a little bit of foam where it clamps to the desk in order to reduce vibrations. Okay, step 4, filters. In your broadcasting software using OBS or Streamlabs OBS, you have filters to your audio source. Now, you need to know what those filters are. I will probably make a separate video explaining what they are and what they do, but basically, the most important filters are the noise gate. That means when you stop speaking, it stops picking up everything that's going on in your room. So if I stop talking, it goes completely silent. Okay, so that's quite important. A compressor, basically a compressor can save your life. Basically, if you start screaming out of nowhere, a compressor can pretty much limit how high and how loud you're going to sound. So even if you have a mic that does saturate, at least the compressor will prevent it from being saturated and also super loud. And then of course you have a noise reducer, noise suppressor, I don't know what it's called. Basically what it is that if your mic has originally like some noise in it, basically if you have the bzzz sound, it can help reduce that. And then of course the gain filter can help you if, as I said, you lowered your volume and now it's too low. You can bump up the volume inside your broadcasting software, not in Windows. All right, tip number 5, which is the last one, is the way you speak. Okay, if you guys watch my show Stream Review every Friday 9 p.m. CET on Twitch, you'll hear me tell people that they need to learn how to speak better. No, that's not really what I say, but what I say is stop mumbling. If you're mumbling, people are gonna have a hard time understanding you. It's crazy that I have to say it, but hey, here we go. If you mumble, we're gonna have a hard time understanding you. You're gonna sound bored, and if you sound bored, us the viewers, we're going to be bored. So learn how to speak in a way that is more captivating, or at least understandable. You know, I used to say be loud, be clear, but now I say you don't have to be loud, but at least you have to be clear. I can literally whisper but still articulate every single word, and you understand everything that I say, even with my weird accent. English isn't even my first language. So there's no reason for you to not only not be close to the mic, but on top of that, you're mumbling and whispering. How the hell are we supposed to understand what you're saying? Why would we sit down and watch that for 3 hours? There's a reason why if you watch any TV show, any talk show, any like the news or whatever, the newscasters aren't like, yeah, the weather is pretty nice tomorrow, you know, we can expect some low temperatures on this spot, and then as usual, it's gonna be hot in this part of this. There's a reason why they're all sitting straight and they're talking, ladies and gentlemen, you know? So watch your VODs and ask yourself, how can I improve my speech? Because speaking in a way that people can understand you is like the first step. It's basic of human communication, but I have to teach that somehow. Because if you go down on like those 0 to 3 viewers Twitch streamer, you'll know exactly what I mean. We're not even gonna go and talk about how you can improve your attitude overall on stream. But anyways, those were my 5 audio tips. I'm tired of hearing people with expensive microphones sounding like garbage. And I'm tired of hearing people with cheap microphone saving up to buy more expensive microphones when they don't know how to use even the cheap ones. Talking about cheap ones, if you're in the market for some microphones, I have multiple videos on that. Check out my channel. And if you're wondering what microphone I am using and what setup I'm using, you can also find that on my channel. So just look at my channel, please. But that's it. That was supposed to be a tips and tricks happy video, but it ended up being a rant. I recently put out a brand new animated overlay pack before Halloween. Okay, I'm also working on that, don't worry. So you can check it out at gumroad.com/gaellevel. If you haven't started using Streamlabs OBS yet, link in the description. If you want to know what camera, what lights that I use, what mic that I use, link in the description. If you want to join my Discord, if you have questions about being a streamer or whatever problems that you're experiencing, we are 300 and plus live streamers in that Discord, link in the description. And if you want to get your stream reviewed, stop by my Twitch, twitch.tv/gaellevel, every Friday, 9 p.m. CT, except next Friday. There's not going to be one next Friday. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, any recommendations, any corrections, any tips of your own, please leave them in the comment section below. I will see you guys next time. Go out there, make me proud. Gaellevel out.
I got so many tears that I'm trying to hide. You feel the vibe, give comfortable. Be original and stay humble. And if you stumble, just struggle in your bubble. Put some talent in the gloves and get ready to rumble.